How's it going, YouTube? We're doing a tier list of WWE 2024 PLEs, pay-per-views, whatever you want to call them. So let's get into the video. All right, the first one we're going to talk about is Royal Rumble 2024. Using my phone here, let's look at some of the results and the event because I can't remember a little bit of it. I remember Bailey won, eliminating Liv Morgan. It's a big moment for Bailey. And then she challenged Io Sky to the WrestleMania. Damage Control broke up, but we'll get to WrestleMania here in a bit. You had Roman Reigns fighting AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton in a Fatal 4-Way. He defended his belt. I kind of remember this match not, kind of living up to the hype. And then you had Logan Paul defeating Kevin Owens. I believe he used the brass knuckles, or did he win? Yeah, won by disqualification. So he got caught. And then you had obviously Cody Rhodes winning, throwing out CM Punk. This is where CM Punk got hurt in the match by Drew McIntyre and tore his tricep, and then led to their feud. I think I'm gonna have to put the Royal Rumble. Then we'll have to go A here because I don't think it's, S tier quality, but I remember, the Royal Rumble, the women and the men, kind of pushing this pay-per-view or PLE to the end, making it better. So I'm going to put an A tier here for now. All right, the next PLE we're going to get to is Elimination Chamber in Perth. Kabuki Warriors defeated Kansas LeRae and Indy Hartwell. I don't really remember that match. So then the Elimination Chamber match for the Women's World Championship, Becky Lynch defeated Bianca, and Liv Morgan, Naomi, Raquel Rodriguez, and Tiffany Stratton. I remember Tiffany, this is really when Tiffany Stratton kind of had the crowd behind her, and you could see she was going to be a star. Judgment Day, Finn Balor, Damian Priest defeated the New Catch Republic for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship. I don't really remember that match too well either. Drew McIntyre defeated Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, LA Knight, Logan Paul, and Randy Orton for the World Heavyweight Championship match at, WrestleMania. So this was just for the match. I can't really, like I said, I don't really remember this pay-per-view too well. I feel like the Elimination Chamber matches kind of carried this one too, as I'm thinking about it. Rhea Ripley, headlined against Nia Jax, defeating for the Women's World Championship. I think, this was Rhea Ripley's pay-per-view because it was in Perth. But I think I'm going to have to go C on this one because I can't really remember too much that happened in this except for Tiffany, having that breakout moment. And then, yeah, I don't really remember the men's Elimination Chamber match too well. Maybe Logan Paul spot. Didn't he jump off the thing or something? I don't know. So we'll put it as C. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is WrestleMania 40. Obviously, Cody Rhodes beat Roman Reigns to finally win the WWE Championship. You had the tag team match the night before with The Rock and Roman versus Cody and Seth Rollins. You had, Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. Drew McIntyre won the World Championship, and then Damian Priest cashed in. You had Sami Zayn defeating Gunther. What else? Let me look at this card. See if any other. You had the tag team. Was the ladder match? One of the ladder match? Yeah, you had the 6-pack tag team ladder match. I kind of remember that's when they kind of, Awesome Truth won the Raw tag team belts and they split. And A-Town Down Under had the SmackDown tag championships. Just because the Avengers Endgame moment where Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns, you had John Cena, Undertaker, Solo, The Rock, everybody came out. This has to be S tier because this is one that, top 5 WrestleManias people are going to keep talking about for years to come. Great WrestleMania. Both nights, count them together, S tier. Next one we're going to talk about is Backlash France. The Bloodline Solo Tama Tonga defeated, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. I think this is when Tonga Loa showed up. If I remember right, Bailey defeated Naomi and Tiffany Stratton for the women's championship. She was the champion. Bailey was the champion. Won it, kept it. Damian Priest defeated Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. I remember Jey Uso having a big pop, and I really wanted him to win. I do remember that. Bianca and Jade Cargill defeated the Kabuki Warriors to win the Women's Tag Team Championship, and you had Cody facing AJ Styles defending his Undisputed Championship for the first time against AJ Styles. I remember that was a good match. But I'm going to be honest, I'm going to put that probably C because I don't really remember too much of that one either. But I remember a solid match with Cody and AJ, and the crowd kind of bumped it up. I could probably go B tier. We might go back and go B tier. But yeah, solid pay-per-view. But yeah, solid PLE. All right, King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi Arabia. I don't really remember this one too much either. We'll go through some of the highlights. Liv Morgan defeated Becky Lynch for the Women's Championship. World's Championship, Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable and Bronson Reed for the Intercontinental Championship. I do remember I wanted Chad Gable to win this. Chad Gable was hot at the time. He was, rising the ranks, and then they just kind of flattened it out, and he's still kind of in that mid-card, kind of lost in the shuffle. Nia Jax defeated, Lyra Valkyria to win the Queen of the Ring. Gunther defeated Randy Orton to be the King of the Ring. Cody Rhodes defeating Logan Paul, and just kind of a throwaway matchup, but they probably wanted Logan Paul in Saudi Arabia to boost the ratings and all that. So for that, I'm going to have to go C. I don't really remember too much of it. Gunther and Randy Orton, I think, was the one I remember the most, and Randy Orton kind of had his shoulder up still. So kind of controversy and leading to Gunther and Randy Orton again. So yeah, we'll put it in C for now. Cody Rhodes defeated AJ Styles in an I Quit match. I remember that match was pretty good. Their whole feud is pretty good. Holy on Union defeated, won the women's tag team championships, and it was a good moment for them. Sami Zayn defeated Chad Gable 1-on-1 for the Intercontinental Championship. I remember this. Chad Gable, I thought should have won this one again. Bailey defeated Piper Niven to retain. And then Damian Priest defeated Drew McIntyre. This was a moment people wanted Drew McIntyre, even me wanted Drew McIntyre to kind of get that win in Scotland. For Clash at the Castle, from what I remember, it wasn't too much. I'm gonna have to go D tier just because I don't really remember it. Except for Drew McIntyre, I think needed that moment. And Chad Gable. So I think it was kind of a letdown, but the crowd was hot. So we're gonna keep it in D. We're gonna reorganize this at the end, but just for now, just thinking about these, I have to put a D tier right now. Next one we're gonna talk about is Money in the Bank. 2024, Drew McIntyre won the Money in the Bank. I do remember that. And Sami Zayn defeated Braun Breaker. That's another one where you're like, oh, Braun Breaker maybe should have won. He did eventually win. Damian Priest defeated Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre, cashed in. And, this is where CM Punk cost him his cash in. So a lot of drama with, the cash in and kind of just stopping it in the single night. This is where Tiffany Stratton, won the Money in the Bank. And then you had the Bloodline with Solo, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, with Tonga Loa defeating Cody, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton, a 6-man tag match. From what I remember, I think I can go B tier on this one just because of Tiffany winning the Money in the Bank, Drew McIntyre winning, but kind of the letdown of him failed cash in, but starting, keeping the feud starting with CM Punk and keeping it going, and just the feud of the year with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. So I'm going to put that in B tier. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is SummerSlam 2024 in Cleveland. Liv Morgan defeated Rhea Ripley with Dirty Dom turning on Rhea. This was a great moment, and I remember, the kiss, Dominic, Liv, and then the whole thing starting off with, leading to Rhea Ripley becoming the face, ultimate face, and now Dominic and Liv Morgan, the ultimate heels. Great moment. You had Braun Breaker defeating Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Finally, good match with that. And then you had LA Knight defeating Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Then you had Nia Jax defeating Bayley for the Women's Championship. Then you had Drew McIntyre defeating CM Punk with Seth Rollins as the referee, special guest referee. And just seeing it now with Seth Rollins and CM Punk going into their feud in 2025. And this is the start of the feud for, Drew and CM Punk. Just great match. Yeah, Gunther defeating Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Then you had Cody Rhodes defeating Solo with Roman Reigns coming back. There was a Bloodline Rules match. Roman Reigns came back and helped Cody win. I think you have to go S tier here. I think you have to go S tier just for all the stuff that happened and people finally getting their moments. The big pop of Roman Reigns coming back. Yeah, I think you have to go S tier here. All right, the next one, Bash in Berlin, you had Cody Rhodes defeating Kevin Owens. This is when Kevin Owens wasn't really a heel yet, and Cody was like, I need to have a match with somebody that's deserves a match and all that. I do remember that. You had just going over some highlights. Bianca and Jay Cargill retained their women's tag team championships. You had CM Punk defeating Drew McIntyre in a strap match. Which was, it's a good match. This whole feud was a good match. Had good matches until the Hell in a Cell where you had a great match. You had the Terror Twins and Damian Priest and Rhea defeating Dirty Dom and Liv, so continuing that feud. And you had Gunther defeating Randy Orton by submission to, retain his title. And it goes back to when at the King and Queen of the Ring, Randy Orton had his shoulder up still, so they had that rematch. Bash in Berlin, I'm gonna have to go. I think B tier for now. Just B, yeah. If I'm really thinking about a B tier, I probably could move Backlash up to B, but we'll come back to that. But Bash in Berlin, we'll put in B tier for now. All right, the next one, Bad Blood, finally returned. You had CM Punk defeating Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell match, one of the best Hell in a Cell matches ever. In my opinion, this match should have been the main event, really. Then you had Nia Jax defeating Bayley for the Women's Championship. You had Damian Priest defeating Finn Balor. Judgment Day exploded. It was been exploded for months now. But you finally get, kind of the co-leader or new leader versus the ex-leader. You had Rhea Ripley defeating Liv Morgan. I think this is when Dominic was suspended in a shark cage. She won by disqualification though, because this is when Raquel Rodriguez showed up and joined them, Liv Morgan and Dominic. So she didn't win the belt. Rhea Ripley didn't win the belt. Then you had Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns defeating Solo and Jacob Fatu in a tag match, which I think should have been the start of the show, but Roman Reigns coming back and all that. And I think you have to put, just because of the Hell in a Cell, I'm going to go A. The Hell in a Cell really brought this pay-per-view up. This was the, Bad Blood coming back after so many years. Yeah, but that Hell in a Cell match was just phenomenal. So put that in the A tier. All right, the next one we're going to talk about, Crown Jewel, where you had Solo, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, in a 6-man tag against Roman Reigns and the Usos. This is when, Roman's trying to get his OG bloodline back. So you had that 6-man tag. You had Jay Cargill and Bianca Belair winning a fatal 4-way to retain. He had Seth Rollins defeating Bronson Reed in the singles match. This is after, Bronson Reed. This is kind of the start of their, feud. Liv Morgan defeated Nia Jax to become their women's crown jewel. LA Knight defeating Andrade and Carmelo Hayes to, defend his United States Championship. Then you had Cody beating Gunther to win the crown jewel for that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really think I watched this PLE except for the first and last match. So I really can't, critique it too much. But for what I remember, this was kind of like the, just good PLE that, was in Saudi Arabia. It's one of those where it's in 1 in the afternoon and you kind of you're watching it and not expecting too much to really happen. Except they did crown the crown jewel champions for the first time. So Cody just kind of added to his, year of just being the face of the company and winning championships, winning the crown jewel, just having one of his best career years. So we'll just put it at C right now. Like I said, we'll go back to it and through it and see which ones I want to move up, which ones I want to move down. But for that, we'll leave that for there. So then the last one, we're going to talk about Survivor Series War Games in Canada. We had Rhea Ripley, Bianca, Naomi, Io Sky, and Bailey defeating Judgment Day. Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Candice LeRae, Judgment Day, including Raquel and Liv Morgan. This was a War Games match, women's War Games match. I remember that was a good start to the show. Kind of had some botches in it though. But then the next match, you had Shinsuke defeating LA Knight, kind of ending his reign as United States champion. Shinsuke, becoming the heel again and using the mist and all that. You had Braun Breaker defeating Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser to, retain his Intercontinental Championship. I remember this 3-way being good. I wanted Sheamus to win. I think everybody wanted Sheamus to win just to get that Grand Slam title. You had Gunther defeating Damian Priest to retain his World Heavyweight Championship. Then you had the main event, men's War Games match with Roman Reigns, Usos, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, defeating the Bloodline, the New Bloodline, and Bronson Reed. I remember this, CM Punk. This is to get the favor from Paul Heyman and all that. Why he joined them. I remember this match, not being what everybody expected, probably. And then everybody used their finisher on Solo to win. Now that I think about it, Bad Blood too was when The Rock showed up at the end. And we still haven't seen The Rock since that. But going back to Survivor Series, I feel like it was a good pay-per-view. So I'm gonna put it at for me. I love the War Game matches. Was it better than Money in the Bank? Yes, to me. I'm gonna put in an A for now. Put in an A. I feel like we got a good list here. And people are probably gonna be upset. I feel like we probably can swap Crown Jewel to D and Clash the Castle to C because I didn't even really watch the Saudi Arabia pay-per-views too well. Even the King and Queen of the Ring, I think you might have to put them in D tier too. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we're gonna put these two at D because I didn't really watch them and I don't really remember them. Backlash France, I do remember AJ and Cody. Clash at the Castle, I remember Drew McIntyre and the Big Pop. You had the 6-man tag. That was at Backlash. I remember Perth, Rhea Ripley's moment. I could honestly probably go deep with Perth. Elimination Chamber, but I think we're going to keep it there. Bash in Berlin. Remember the crowd there. Remember being a hot show. People wanted to, see some of the stuff there. Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre winning, but the failed cash in. So yeah, I think we got a good list here. Obviously, SummerSlam and WrestleMania S tier. But yeah, I think we're gonna keep it on that. I think that being said, what would you change in the tier list for WWE PLEs in 2024? Which ones should I have moved up or moved down? What matches stood out to you? Did I get this right? Yeah, leave a comment, subscribe, like, and I'll